£100 billion. That's the torrent of dirty money the UK's own National Crime Agency says criminals wash through the country every single year. But this isn't some abstract number. It's a hidden empire built on crime, and it's happening right in front of you. Forget shadowy offshore banks. The real laundromat is your local high street. That unassuming jewelry shop, that empty multi-million-pound apartment, even the takeaway on your corner. The government admits this isn't just a financial crime. It's a national security threat. A poison that rots our reputation, corrupts our markets, and fuels the very violence that makes our streets less safe. So how are they getting away with it? How are billions in cash from drug deals and human trafficking being sanitized right under our noses? We're about to expose the secret architecture of this criminal underworld, revealing the shocking methods they use to turn blood money into clean cash. The £100 billion question. To understand this shadow economy, you need to know the three-act play every launderer follows to transform dirty cash into legitimate wealth. First, placement. The most dangerous part of the game. This is where duffel bags overflowing with drug money have to be injected into the legitimate financial system without triggering alarms. It's a high-wire act, often done by breaking down huge sums into tiny deposits across dozens of bank accounts, a technique sinisterly known as smurfing. Next, layering. The Great Deception. The money is deliberately fired through a bewildering maze of transactions, designed to be so complex it's untraceable. It's wired through phantom shell companies, swapped for anonymous crypto, and churned through asset sales, creating a digital blizzard so thick, investigators are forced to give up the chase. Finally, integration. The victory lap. The now spotless money re-enters the economy, ready to be spent. The criminal who was once dealing in back alleys can now buy a supercar, a legitimate business, or a Kensington mansion, posing as just another successful entrepreneur. They've successfully scrubbed the blood off the money. This three-step model is the criminal playbook, but the ways they're pulling it off in the UK are dangerously creative and exploit the very system we trust. Section 2. The Secret Methods, from High Street to High Finance. The terrifying genius of modern money laundering is that it disguises itself within the mundane. Think about your own high street. The nail bars, car washes, and takeaways. According to the UK's National Risk Assessment, these cash-intensive businesses are a launderer's paradise. Why? Because proving they're faking their income is nearly impossible. A criminal can claim 100 customers when they only had 20, and just like that, dirty money is magically transformed into legitimate daily earnings. Then there's the weaponization of Britain's business-friendly reputation. Shell companies. For years, it has been shockingly easy to create a UK company with more anonymity than a library card. Criminals create entire networks of these phantom firms. No offices, no staff, just a name on a piece of paper, to act as black holes for dirty money. Cash is funneled through them as fake payments for non-existent services. While new laws like the 2023 Economic Crime and Corporate Transparency Act are trying to plug this gaping wound by requiring identity verification, criminals are already hunting for the next exploit. And then there's London's darkest secret, its property market. There's a reason the capital has been dubbed the global laundromat. Corrupt elites use anonymous offshore companies to buy multi-million-pound mansions, effectively turning London's skyline into a bank vault for their stolen wealth. When they sell, the money comes out sparkling clean, its violent origins erased by a simple property deal. And now, we're on the new frontier: cyber laundering. In a jaw-dropping recent case, UK law enforcement took down a Chinese mastermind, Jimin Qian, who had laundered an astronomical 61,000 Bitcoin. After her arrest, police seized a record-breaking haul of the crypto, which she had been trying to use to buy luxury property, a terrifying fusion of old and new criminal empires. Section 3. A case study: the $266 million gold mastermind. To see how this all comes together in a symphony of criminality, we only need to look at the Fowler-Oldfield case, one of the most audacious money laundering schemes in British history. On the surface, it was a humble, family-run jeweler in Bradford. But behind the shopfront, it was the beating heart of a $266 million criminal empire. Here's the blueprint. Criminal gangs from all over the UK sent couriers with sports bags and takeaway containers overflowing with cash. At its peak, this tiny shop was processing an average of £1.7 million in dirty money. Every single day. Inside, the cash was counted on industrial machines. That was placement. But the layering was a stroke of criminal genius. They didn't just bank the cash. They invented thousands of fake receipts, creating a phantom army of small-time gold sellers to explain away the mountains of money. The cash was then deposited into their NatWest account. So much money was flooding in, £365 million in total, that the bank itself was later forced to plead guilty to catastrophic failures in preventing the laundering, earning a staggering $264 million fine in 2021. A major high street bank had become a vital cog in a massive criminal machine. For the final act, integration. Fowler-Oldfield used the now clean money to buy huge quantities of gold, which was then shipped to Dubai and vanished from the system forever. The entire empire collapsed not because of a sophisticated financial probe, but because a security company got suspicious about the sheer volume of cash and tipped off the police. The judge later described the scale of the operation as simply eye-watering. Why the UK? The system's dirty secret. But this raises a terrifying question. Why the UK? How did Britain become the destination of choice for the world's dirtiest money? The answer is a toxic cocktail of prestige, secrecy, and willful blindness. First, our prestige is our downfall. The very stability and global trust that make London a world-leading financial center also make it the perfect place for criminals to legitimize their fortunes. They are exploiting our reputation. Second, we handed them the tools. For years, the UK's system has allowed anonymous shell companies to be created with terrifying ease, providing a cloak of invisibility for criminals to operate behind. And third, the professional enablers. A corrupt minority of accountants, lawyers, and estate agents who sell their expertise to the highest bidder. They are the white-collar gatekeepers who knowingly, or by turning a deliberate blind eye, provide the stamp of legitimacy that makes the whole corrupt system work. The chilling reality is this. The system designed to protect our economy has become the very tool that criminals use to attack it. Conclusion. From the local car wash to the penthouse suite, from bags of blood-soaked cash to untraceable Bitcoin, money laundering is a cancer deep within the UK's economy. It's not a victimless crime. This is the money that funds terrorism, fuels drug wars, and enables human trafficking. Cases like Fowler-Oldfield are a chilling reminder that for every criminal empire we expose, countless others are thriving in the shadows. The $100 billion question isn't just about how they do it. It's about how much of the world around us is built on a foundation of dirty money, and whether it's already too late to stop it. Want more criminal underworlds exposed? Subscribe for more deep dives into the systems that run our world in secret.